What's up my fellow druids? Today I'm bringing you the fastest druid build of the season. I cleared a tier 90 pit with ease. I'm confident I can go past 95 and close to 100. I won't get into the mechanics too much because it's super easy to play, but I will break down the key points in gear, skill tree and Paragon later in the video so the build runs smooth and strong. If you like the content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. Now let's dive into the build. Let's start with the gear. Our helmet will be Hair of Perdition. If you want the maximum damage, this is the way. Look for one with core skill ranks. If you don't have it yet, go with Endurance Visage, Chaco, or even a rare legendary with willpower, max life, and a third affix of your choice. The chest will be as always. Shroud of False Dead. It's broken right now. If you don't have it, Mad Wolf's Glee is a great alternative. I haven't tested yet, but it looks solid. Might clear a tier 90 as well. Try it out and let me know. For gloves, should have attack speed, chance to make enemies vulnerable, and shred ranks. If you get graded affix in attack speed or shred, you are golden. For tempering, go for Cyclone armor size and wearable attack speed. Aspect, go with Retaliation. Gives a damage boost to our core skill, Shred. Pants matter a lot of caping resist and armor. You want willpower, max life, and all resistance. Tempering, crowd control duration, and total armor. The aspect here adds a defensive window where you take no damage. It's super valuable. On the boots, shoot for willpower, max life, and armor. Temper with move speeds and cyclone armor size. For the aspect, go Agile Wolf. It will boost your damage even more. Weapons. We are running a one-handed sword and a totem. Both should have tempering that boosts the chains for shred to deal double damage, and try to crank it up high as possible. Sword will use challenges dev, and the totem goes with Blurred Beast. Both aspects massively increase your total DPS. Amulet is key. Go for willpower, envenom, and quick shift. A strong amulet gives a ton of damage, especially from the envenom passive. Tempering can go total armor or petrify cooldown reduction if you already cape. Use werewolf attack speed to speed up our hits. The aspect here boosts crits to deal lightning damage with synergizes with our electrocution glyph. More on that in a bit. Here, Starless Sky Ring is a must for this build, even more so than other druid setups. It gives everything this setup needs, especially its unique passive, which reduces the cost of shred drastically. Second ring should be an ancestral legendary with willpower, max life, and attack speed. Tempering with werewolf stack speed and petrify cooldown reduction. Aspect, big one that helps sustain spirit so you keep your uptime high and your damage flowing. In the skill tree, let's talk about key skills and passive that make this build tick. Our core skill is Shred. We will use Primal Shred to boost our overpowered hits. Defensive skills are vital in this setup. We are using all four. First, Earthen Bulwark. Makes you unstoppable, so no CC, no damage. Use it regularly. Cyclone Armor. We go with Preserving Cyclone Armor to pull enemies in this huge. Help us clear the pit faster. That's why we temper Cyclone Armor size, to grab more mobs. Innate Bloodhole regenerates spirits and gives 25% damage. Innate Debilitating Roar gives 15% damage. Toxic Claws passive is key. It lets Shred apply poison, so we can scale all the bonus from Envenom, Paragon, and Gear. I activate to be a Shroud of False Dead. But if you don't have the chest, remove 1 point from Bad Omen and put it into Toxic Claws. Petrify should be maxed out. Casting it resets all your skill, giving you a full cycle again. Key passive is Lupine Ferocity, giving 75% damage. Huge. Okay, now let's cover important Paragon points. In the page 1, take Electrocution. Why? Because our Shred deals lightning damage from the Amulet aspect. And this glyph makes enemies take 20% damage for 5 seconds after lightning hits. In the page 2, Loose of Carnage. This now helps with Spirit Sustain and also increases damage. Glyph here is Outmatch, boosting physical skills, which Shred is. In the page 3, Inner Beast is another big one to keep our spirit flowing. Glyph is Dominate, boosting overpowered damage significantly. Spend points here if you got extra Paragon points. In the page 4 and 5, Ancestral Guidance and Hidden Malice, straight up damage boosters. You can check the planner to see the glyph used for each. In the Paragon, always try to path quickly to legendary nodes. Then activate glyphs, and finally, scoop up magic and rare nodes is round things out efficiently. Okay, continue with the boss power. Our main boss power is Cinerat's Flame. Perfect synergy with Shred, since it's activated with mobility skills, and Shred count as one. Also use Belial Eye-Beam for more overpowered damage. 3 slot is flexible. I use Fletch Reaper for bonus versus vulnerable enemies, which work well if you get temporary like crowd control duration. You can also try Chest Beam here. Last, go with Harbinger for a 30% damage boost to vulnerable enemies. Okay, runes are super important for both farming and pushing the pit. Keep these 4. Tamcax gives 100% more damage. It triggers constantly with how fast Shred hits. Monishan, even more important. This gives a consistent overpower hits, which is key for damage. In short, this build really caught me by surprise. I honestly feel like it's on par with Boulder. Maybe even a bit better. Mostly because it's way faster. For me, this is a solid tier A build. We'll know Cataclysm is still king when it comes to pushing the pit, but to be honest, it's starting to feel a little stale for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have a blast running this build. See you in Sanctuary, my DRUIDS.